happy in the Lord? So today I thought I would share something which the Lord put in my heart years back, and it will be an encouragement to all the circles of people in life, hopefully. So the Lord spoke with me 3 points, so I will just go with it very quickly. So He was talking about prayer. So when it comes to prayer, we are seeing our great father Abraham. So God is promising him that He would give him a son, and at that time he was at the age of 75. And then we are seeing another character in the Bible, Daniel. So Daniel, he didn't cease from praying. Even when the king's verdict was like, we should not pray, we should not do all these things, but still he continued what he was doing. So these guys, they were constant in prayers. And the next thing, the second pointer, it's about patience. So God promised Abraham at the age of 75. But he was patient with God. He knew God will certainly fulfill whatever He promised him. And he was patiently waiting for the promise from God. And Daniel also, though the king's verdict was there, he still opened the windows, and all the 3 times of the day he was constant in prayers, with patience, everything. Even his friends were involved in prayer. And then comes the third point, perseverance. So even when Abraham was waiting on the Lord, there was difficulties in his life. And he has to, like all of us facing in life, right? When you will settle down, when you will marry, when you will have a job, when you will have a kid, all these things, right? So even Abraham at this time, he too would have had persecution, right? But still, in spite of all that, he persevered. And Daniel, so since he didn't listen to the king, and he was put into the lion's den. But in spite of all that, these 2 men of faith, they never gave up. So eventually, Abraham and Sarah, they were blessed with a baby boy, and Abraham was 100 when he was blessed with Isaac. And even Daniel, even though he was put into lion's den, God saved him from the mouth of the lion, and the story is recorded in the Bible, and how the Lord lifted Daniel out of that situation. And even other most remarkable character of the Old Testament is Joseph. We all know that when Joseph went and told about his dream, including his father and mother and brothers, nobody believed it. But years later, he was sold to Egypt, and in Egypt, when he was in the prison, God lifted him up to be second in power after Para. So basically from all this, so what the Lord wanted to tell all of us is, in life there will be situations, there will be moments where you want to give up, where you will feel too much frustrated, and you will think like this is the end of life and there is no hope. But there is eventually hope, there is eventually a light in the dark tunnel, and there is Jesus who will lift you up from the miry clay and will set you on the rock to stay. So I will conclude with my testimony. So I waited for 10.5 years before I made it into the US. So H1B was not easy. I lost in 2020. 2 lotteries it didn't get picked up. 2021 I was offered. I only refused it that year. And that year it was 3 times lottery. And then I felt in the spirit that the Lord wanted me to try in 2022. So I was very persistent in prayer, and then I tried for 2022 slot, and eventually on April 1st, 2022, God gave me H1B. And a year later, on April 2nd, which is a Palm Sunday, I landed here. And then through my friend Aditi, though I know Aditi from 2016 as a person, but I never knew that she was a believer until I came here. So I happened to meet her in the workplace, and through her, the Psalm 133 family. And thank you for being everything to me in this last 6 months. And I thank and praise Jesus for this wonderful family and the fellowship we get to have in all the Sundays, in all the Bible study, in all the first Saturdays we are meeting in this church. And all of you are in my prayers, and I thank you everyone for all that you are doing, and may the Lord's name be glorified in all we do. Amen.